All righty, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us this week. As you can see, we've had a little change in the guard, as they like to say over there, Blighty. We got a little bit of changing of the guard. You can notice that Tony is not here with us this week. He had family obligations. And basically, we have replaced Tony with someone way, way better and way, way cooler than Tony is. We got game designer extraordinaire Steve Dixon. Thank you for joining us. This is the first time on the show today.
Yeah, glad to be here. Hopefully, I'll satisfy a lot of the questions you have and whatever.
Right, exactly. We look forward to talking with you. I know it's been a while. We've been in communications, and it's finally your week to shine. So we look forward to finding out all your information and talk to you guys about it, and find out about your games. Obviously, one of my all-time favorite games of all time, Target for Tonight, and Skyhawk, which, look at what they did to my box, Steve. Look at what they did to my box. They
Oh, yeah.
They destroyed my box when they shipped. It wasn't, it was just UPS or whatever it was. So disappointed. But that's a new one. We're going to talk about that one as well. Everyone, say hello, everyone. Hey, how we doing? Will GM for Feud. Bill, what's going on, Jeffrey? Historic Wings, I sent you an email. You could have been on the show today, but you didn't get back with me. Congratulations for not checking your email.
Well, we could always invite him now, couldn't we, if he's here?
Alistair, Dave from Dave's Gaming Cave. Thank you for coming. Last week, Dave was the sub for our show, so thank you to Dave. Tim Sales, Meandering Mike, and Edward. What is going on? Dangerous Dave, you getting ready for your outing with Dangerous Dave, Ruff?
I am. It's about 3 weeks away, so we go to the convention, PunchCon, and we will be playing, after I've played with Blue Tweezers, Knuck Paris 1914, as a sort of relaxant at the end of the weekend. We're playing Nemesis Lockdown.
Awesome. Richard Kerr, good to see you, my friend. Harold, Alistair, what's going on? Desktop Grenaders.
Oh, it's a new name, I think.
Nice to see you. Thanks for coming out. We appreciate new faces, so thank you. Gem Cutter Guy, we've seen him before.
Yeah.
We have Magnus from Sweden. I love it. Every time Magnus shows up, he always says, "Hi, I'm Magnus from Sweden."
Yeah,
they must be the nicest people.
They are.
You know anyone?
The most country in the world.
You know anyone from Sweden? Steve?
Yeah, Thomas.
Yeah, the only one I recognize so far is Historic Wings. He's playing the online campaign for Target for Tonight with us, and he's having a bit of bad luck with his aircraft.
He did say he had 4 aircraft shot down, but there we go.
Nerd Workshop is my hero. So I got a text from him like last night at midnight, and they're doing the GMT gaming at the warehouse this weekend, and they had a few copies of some games I was looking for. And the Nerd Workshop thinks of me when he's at the warehouse and texts me and says, "Hey, Jester, they have a few games. If you're interested, I can pick them up for you." So Nerd Workshop is like I love the guy. He's awesome, first of all, and now I cannot thank him enough.
I don't know if he told you though, but he couldn't bring them himself. He had to give them to GMT to post, and they put them at the bottom of the pile again.
Probably true, because I literally, for you guys not knowing, let's grab the right thing. I got my March GMT order yesterday. Yesterday, I got my GMT March order in. It's a running joke here, Steve, because literally, it takes them a month when they start shipping their games for me to get them here in Florida.
Yeah, I've got so many games on pre-order. I'll just wait till they show up. There's no telling how long it's going to take. I got Legion War games, GMT. I'm just waiting.
Oh yeah, I got to show you a picture. Thomas's Historic Wings new book, SOE Lysander. I'm one of the counters, along with this guy. Yeah, I'm one of the pilots.
Thank you, Magnus. You are one of the best. We love our community, Ruff. Do we not love our community?
We love them, and there's nothing they can do about it.
Absolutely. So, Steve, how are you? How you doing? You hanging in there?
Yeah, doing well. Having a few health issues, but I'm managing. So we'll put it that way. It's just taking a little longer than I would like to get over them, but I'll get there. But it's not slowing me down, that's for sure. Yeah.
Good.
Okay, well, nothing can happen to you until you have another 5 games out. I'm just saying, okay?
Well, let's see. I got 1, 2. There's one's on pre-order at Legion already. Another one has just been sent up. That's been working on that for almost 10 years. Finally finished it, and it's at Legion. And then I just sent him my partner, Bob, out in California, Bob Best. We got an expansion for Target for Tonight coming out.
Oh, lovely. Lovely. Target for Tonight. Great game.
I'm going to got my copies down to show off. You've been a bit slushy tonight, Jesse.
Yeah,
if I send this to you, can you sign it and then send it back to me?
Yeah, expanding. It's a more in-depth look at the Italian campaign.
Lovely. Yeah, that's great. That is awesome. Now, Steve, I don't want to gush and I don't want to make everyone jealous. All right, but I'm going to show everyone else my player map that I created for Target for Today. Like, isn't that awesome? Look at that. Has all the different. This is just for the B-17. So I need to make another one for all the other planes that are in it. But I made my own counters.
You're gonna have a lot of maps then.
That's all right. It only takes like $20 to make a map. Look. Did you watch my? You didn't watch them, did you? Right. This is what I did. I made squadrons. Right. Mm-hmm. Everyone that's a subscriber got their own planes. Right. So when I was going through the campaign, we were keeping track of who got shot down. I was getting replacements. I was doing everything. Look at these counters that I made. Holy crap. Where are they? Here they are. Look at this. All right. You ready for this? Look at my note. Here it is. My nose gunner. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
See? Yep. And then because I needed bigger ones to put on my bigger map, right?
Yep.
So just, the top turret. Right? Top turret.
Yep.
And the radio turret. The tail gunner.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so I was blinging out your game. That's all I'm saying. I was blinging out your game.
Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed throughout the years. There's a lot of talented folks out there that come up with their own kits to play the game and tweak it to their liking and whatnot. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's nothing better than blinging a game.
Yeah,
nothing better.
Absolutely.
There's more down in the pipeline that will be out here shortly within the next couple of years in the same series.
Awesome. I'm very excited to hear that. We're going to talk specifically about Skyhawk in a little bit because I want to talk about that one. But Target for Today, Target for Tonight. A lot of people ask me, what's the difference between them? And I always I don't know the best way to explain it to people. So you're the game designer. What's the best way to describe the difference between Target for Today and Target for Tonight?
Well, the game systems are basically the same. However, Target for Today covers the daylight bombing campaign, whereas Target for Night focuses on the RAF Bomber Command campaign at night. That's the big difference. Of course, you're flying different aircraft. You're facing different opponents. Even though they're Germans, you're facing night fighters in Target for Tonight, which is a totally different ballgame than what the Americans faced in their daylight campaign.
Right,
so
right.
That's the big difference there. And the goals are basically the same. You just fly your missions and hope to survive the number of missions you have to fly.
Right, exactly. I find that so interesting because each scenario you go into, it's not like a set scenario, like you're doing this, doing this, doing this. You're rolling randomly to determine what objective you get to, right?
Right.
And so the campaign I was going against, mission 2, they sent us to Lorient, the U-boat pens, right? And we ended up getting there and flak and we were really shot down, and we did, I think, 20% damage, right? So like mission 6 randomly was the Lorient subpens again, which was the coolest thing because it was like it built into the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was like our superiors were not happy with our results, and they found out that most of the bombs missed, and so they're sending us back for it.
Yeah.
And then I had this big long thing about some of the squadrons were not happy about going back there because they got their ass shot up the first time.
Right.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And both games, unlike what the games are based on, B-17 Queen of the Skies, which had a limited target list, you have enough missions in both games to play these games for years, and it's going to be a different situation each time you play.
Right. Exactly. And I find a big difference
what I wanted
between
to try to accomplish is a long-term game. Yeah.
Right. And even playing the early campaign versus the later campaign is going to be completely different.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, it will. Yeah.
So,
and of course, Target for Night, there's a simulation within a simulation when you have the electronic warfare involved. And that changes over time. We kept it kind of basic, and we could have gotten really technical with it, but I couldn't see the point of having that being tracked in the game on top of everything else.
Right, exactly. Complexity wise, what is it's rated as medium high, which I would agree with. Medium high complexity.
Yeah.
For people that have played, like say, Gregory's Hunters and all that, there's the same sort of principle there with tables, but these games, Steve's games, same sort of thing, but in much more depth, much more, you roll for this, you roll for that. Not everybody likes them, to be honest, Steve, do they? But I love them. I love dice chuckers, but there's so much more detail in these games. So they want to be, Mike saying, what are you doing Target for tomorrow? Science fiction set in the future. There we go. Look at that, spaceships. That would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Target for tomorrow. Roger, Captain. Setting a course for Planet Z, 5 sectors away.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Somebody somewhere might just do that. Who knows?
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit in the war room before we went live. So you have been wargaming for 40, 50 years now?
Yeah. I got started in 1967. I got 3 games as a Christmas gift that year. My dad was stationed at Kadena Air Base on Okinawa. He was an Air Force veteran for 20 years. I ended up getting D-Day, Jutland, and Battle of the Bulge. Battle of the Bulge I still have in my storage box. And that got me started. My friends and I, they're the only people I could get to play, and we learned the games and played to our heart's content. Jutland, we had to kind of clear out the living room so we'd have a surface to play on. I don't know if you ever played it, but you had the miniature, you had the ship counters representing your capital ships, and you needed a lot of room to maneuver them. Yeah. So it was pretty cool, and that got me started. Been at it ever since. Yeah.
Do you play? I'm sorry, Ruff. Go ahead.
Oh no, just saying. Yeah, crikey, a long time. You're going to ask him, aren't you? Do you play any other?
I was going to ask him. Do you play other games besides war games, or do you?
Yes. Yeah. As a matter of fact, family-wise, we like to play Millborn.
Okay. Have you ever heard of a game called Ticket to Ride?
Yeah. Say no. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I literally talked about this like 2 weeks ago, and I introduced Ticket to Ride, and everyone gave me the blank stare, like, "What are you talking about? We don't know what you're talking about." I was like, "You guys not know what Ticket to Ride is? It's only sold 10 million copies, and you don't know what Ticket to Ride is?"
I don't have that one. I do have we play Pandemic, which is a cooperative type game. A game called Evolution.
Okay.
And the Risk version of Game of Thrones.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Here we go again, Dave. Yeah, I think Dave was on the show when that happened.
Yeah, my son wins that 9 times out of 10 each time we play. He's got that game pegged. You know. But he's got to have the North.
Oh, he's got to have the North, right? Yeah. Take it for tonight.
Yeah.
There you go.
They don't take it very seriously. They're going to ask you.
We have the worst. We have some people. That's some great people.
We have great people. They join in the fun, and it's fun. It's good fun.
I see Gregory there. He's playing picket duty, and he says he's got no damage on his ship. So, but I'll just know that's going to change.
You were in the middle of saying something, and I didn't want to bring that up.
That'll change.
We don't need you distracted, right? Let's see. So we're gonna have we'll open up questions a little bit later today. If you have anything to, I don't want people just to ask random questions now because it might be something we're gonna cover. So, Ruff, what do you got on the table back there?
Well, finally started recording Point Blank. I did the setup video. Dave, I'm sorry, I don't know if you've watched it, but I'm doing Ham and Bloody Jam like you did, only because the one I wanted to do is like 3 turns, and that's going to be a long game. And this one, it's got the Brits as well. I hope you don't mind. It'd be a different look at it anyway, using the solo assistant like Dave did. So we've started with that. I got in, Stratagemata contacted me, who you know that has sent me games in the past. And he said, can I send you my new one? And I said, yeah, by all means. I don't know where I'm going to fit it in because I've got a queue a mile long of games that I've got to do.
Right.
But it's Albiera, 1811. The Peninsular War, Napoleonic game.
Napoleonics, yeah.
So we'll see what that's like. Yeah, that was sent. And also, non-war gaming stuff. I got this beast in. Hexenor. It's the latest one. I can never remember. Dominion of Mirza Noctis. Or Noctis. So it's all about blood magic and vampires and getting blood off the villagers, and your job is to go around and save the land. But it's a big old game. Look.
Yeah, it's a monster.
Wow. Monster. So that's all I've got in really. So yeah, another game for the list.
Another game to add to the queue.
Well, yes,
add to the queue.
And
Steve,
David,
you play adventure games? Do you play any adventure games like that?
Not. I haven't in a long time. I used to play. What was Talisman?
Oh, Talisman.
Gold, yes.
Yeah,
love Talisman. Yeah. I got every expansion for it.
Board game, and I've since lost that game. I've moved so many times in the interim years that I'm gone.
Talisman is a great game, but it is
stick with the historical board games.
Yeah, it's there's just so much nowadays. I mean,
yeah.
There's just I mean, and here's the thing. Feel sorry for me, Steve. I do war games, I do board games, and I do sports games on my channel. I do all 3 big ones on my channel. So I'm playing Appa Golf tonight, right? So that's my goal is to get Appa Golf on the table.
Yeah, speaking of sports, I do play baseball strategy and football strategy by Avalon Hill.
Okay. All right. There you go. I don't have those, so I don't play those, but they are very popular games. Awesome.
Yeah. They're fairly old, but they got the basics down for the game, so it's pretty cool.
It's whatever you enjoy, right? And,
exactly. Right. Yeah. It's like music.
And that's the thing is there are so many, length of game, theme of the game, style of the game. There's so many different variations out there, like Atlantic Chase, right? 1 to 2 players. You can play this solo. You can play it. You can play with somebody else. But it's a unique system. That's not too many, not too many games like that out there.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, the time taken just to do my war games for the channel, it doesn't leave me a lot of time to do other stuff. But I've actually got Folklore, the Affliction on the table at the moment, trying to go through that and just muck about. I don't think I'll ever have time to video it at the moment because I've got so much war game stuff to do. But yeah, I do like getting that out and getting away from that, and just to cleanse the head a bit, and then play a non-war game. But you never know, you might see them on the channel for Not a War Game Wednesday one day in the future. But yeah, it's
I don't play
crazy,
often.
crazy.
Yeah, I don't play often because I'm usually in front of the computer or with my notebook and pencil jotting down ideas. And matter of fact, I'm trying to finish up the rough draft for B-52 Linebacker 2, the campaign bombing of in North Vietnam in December of '72.
Ooh,
that'll be the next one. I'm trying to get that finished. I'm working on the.
Is that going to be an expansion for B-52?
Say what now?
Is that an expansion for B-52?
Yeah, for the B-52 D and G. It's an 11-day campaign to try to get the North Vietnamese back to the peace talks.
Is that a standalone game or an expansion?
Yes. No, it's a standalone game.
Okay, standalone.
Yeah,
all right.
Standalone. Yeah, I'm trying to finish up the.
When are we going to look at that? Next year?
It's going to be a while because I'm trying to finish up the pilot manual damage tables for each of the models of the B-52. I've got the alpha rules finished. I'm not working, and I've got the tables finished for general. But now I'm working on the pilot manual. Counters are finished, and app is finished, and I'm just waiting to finish that. And then I'll send it to Bob. I said, "All right, here's my idea. What do you think?" And let's go.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I was just looking at I got Hell Over Korea, B-29 Super Fortress, Pick of Duty. I've got Target for Today, Target for Tonight, Skyhawk. I got quite a few of the Legion war games, and I'm really happy with them.
Yeah, I got them all. Yeah, there's, like I said, there's a couple more. Operation Nordwind is on pre-sale at Legion now. That covers the last German counteroffensive in the West in January of '45. That's an introductory type game for 2 players. And then I just sent them a Forgotten Sideshow, which covers Marine Corps aviation in the South Pacific in 1944. You basically command a squadron and try to complete your assigned missions in the time allotted.
Is it solitaire?
Say what now?
Is it solitaire?
Yes, it's solitaire. There's 2 different versions of this game. The basic version allows you to fly a single Corsair, much like B-17 or Target for Today, hitting the targets and marking your damage. Whereas the advanced game is more managing your squadron. You become the role of a commanding officer, and you've got to manage your planes and pilots over the course of 6 months while you're hitting all these targets. I mean, the squadron depicted was a reconnaissance squadron by designation, but it never functioned as such. So it was basically ground support. They never saw a Japanese plane in the air at the time. So I had to kind of work that in to make it the possibility you might see one should it happen if you're conducting a search. But anyway, that's up there. And of course, the expansion for Target for Tonight, the Italian campaign.
Nice. Here's actually a question, and I find this an interesting question because he's asking why the Skyhawk rather than you say the Phantom.
Well, I was reading a book on the Skyhawk.
Campaigns,
and I said this would make a pretty decent game.
There you go.
And I was in the middle of doing B-52, and I said I kind of worked out everything in my head overnight while I was sleeping, and the next day I wrote 24 pages of rules and sent it to Bob. And what do you think, Bob? So the next thing you know, within a year, we had the game designed and play tested and sent to Legion War Games, and it was just released in December. But yeah, that's how that came about. The Phantom could very well be done. I worked on the Phantom for 4 years while I was in the Marine Corps, so I kind of know that plane like the back of my hand, maintenance-wise.
Oh yeah,
and
right.
But that remains to be seen. I want to get the ones I have in the pipeline finished first before I tackle on another project, because they're in several different stages of development right now.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I don't know how you get it all in your head, all the separate games in your head without getting confused.
Yeah, the last one to come out will be a prequel to Target for Tonight, called The Desperate Years, which will cover the daylight campaigns of the RAF.
Oh, right.
Up to the point where Target for Tonight takes up. So you're from 39 to 42. March of 42, you'll have the chance to fly several different types of models, one of which is worked into the Italian campaign, the Whitney.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. And then we'll be adding about 3 or 4 more to that in the Desperate Years is what our tentative title is for that.
So we fought alone until 42, until you chaps joined us. So yeah.
No, Hanoi Hilton reported that the shock and awe of the linebacker prompted a new attitude in the prison guards. I don't know what that means.
Well, it prompted them to go back to the table after 11 days of that pounding. So it obviously it hurt them.
Argentine Skyhawks.
Yeah, Skyhawks, Argentine. Well, you got several ways you can go with that. Like I said, there's so many variations on the theme that I got to stick with what I got first. So.
Right. Yeah. You could literally,
yeah.
I could see it could be quite a thing. You could just pick a year, pick a plane, and you could.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have a million different combinations to create.
Right. You certainly could use a F-105 Thunder Chief for Skyhawks. Of course, the Phantom.
Right.
You could do one on the Intruder itself. So different ways you can go.
Right. Absolutely. 04, what's going on? Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for coming by. Thanks everyone for coming by today. We do appreciate it. It's great to see you all today. So thank you very much. We're sitting down and talking with, of course, the great designer of Target for today, Steve Dixon. If you're joining us late, thank you for coming. We do appreciate it. Tony is, of course, off playing hooky again this week.
Bless him.
Well, so
must have a reputation.
Right. Well, here's the thing.
Yes.
We've been doing this show for 3 years and 4 months. 3 years, 4 months.
Every Saturday.
Ruff has never missed a show. Never missed a show. I've had to miss a couple because of surgery and out of town, and Tony's missed some, but Ruff, every week he's here. He's Mr. Reliable.
Sad, isn't it, Steve? Sad. Never mind.
But he's going to miss in a couple of weeks, and the streak will be over.
Yeah. I'll be away in Coventry at the convention. I might do a few live streams. Might even be out if I'm not playing a game at that time of night. Might be to just pop in at the War Room just to say hi. So.
Okay.
You go to any game conventions there, Steve?
I went to one a couple years ago in Texas. I can't remember the name of it. It was just before the pandemic hit. But I don't. My previous job kept me on the road quite often, doing the television production. And matter of fact, I'm heading up to the archives next week for a research project. So I haven't been to many gaming conventions. I'm heavily involved in my grandfather's World War II Division Association, and I go to that reunion every year since I'm part of the board, and it's got to fulfill my duty on that end. So, yeah.
Fair enough.
What division was he in?
He was in the 70th Infantry Division. They were known as the Trailblazers. They entered the war in late December 1944. They were in northeast France in the Alsace-Lorraine region. And just their regiments were involved in combat in January, and then the rest of the division caught up with them in February, and then they fought as a division from February to the end of the war. He was a combat engineer with the division.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Awesome. What is going on, Hissy Cat Studio? Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for coming by. And we got the Blue Tweezers here as well. Thank you, Blue Tweezers, for coming by. I'm going to be going to Origins in June and doing some game convention stuff and board gaming and having fun up there for a week. So that'll be a good time. Ruff's going to a convention next month.
Yeah. It's about 3 weeks.
3 weeks. So
now, if they held one in Atlanta, I would go. I'm only 30 minutes away.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. Atlanta does have a convention. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Oh
well, maybe the
can't remember the name of it.
Maybe the chat will know.
Oh, I think you know what I'm thinking of is Lock and Load has a convention in
Oh,
Atlanta.
is it there? All right.
I think that's where their convention is.
What was that outfit again?
Lock and Load.
Lock and Load. Oh,
Lock and Load Publishing. Game
Lock and Load Publishing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think their convention was in Atlanta. Actually, they were, because I was thinking about actually going to it, and because it's it's like 8-hour drive for me, maybe 8 to 10 hours. I could head up there real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, crikey.
8 hours.
I keep saying you drive 8 to 10 hours in my country, you'd end up in the sea. So it's
yeah. Mark here asked a question if I attended Millennium Con. Yeah,
and
no, it was not.
Rock, Tennessee before
it was called Texas Broadside in Houston. It was in 2019, I believe it was when I went, and it was held aboard the old battleship Texas they have moored there in.
I hear about the battleship Texas.
Yeah.
From what's his channel over there? The not J channel. He loves the USS Texas. Oh my God, he's got 20 different models of it, and he talks about he's got t-shirts.
He's a ship man, isn't he?
He's a ship guy. I didn't stay on the ship, but the convention itself, a little gaming weekend thing, was held there, and that was pretty cool.
That would be fun. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think isn't that the ship that Hissy Cat? No, it was. He did it on the plane. That's right. He did a. No, was it the bomb? Was it a bomb game he did on the bomber? Is that what it was?
I'm not sure.
It wasn't Target for today. Was it tonight? Was it played on a? Or was it on my thing?
I don't know. Maybe I'll mention it in the chat.
Awesome. Yeah. He'll tell us. I think it was a American bomber, wasn't it?
I think it was American bomber. So
that might be Target for today.
Maybe that would be funny, right? So what is it like? And I asked.
Yeah. He said he played his game on a B-17. He played
B-17. He played the B-17 on a B-17. Yeah, that was awesome.
Check it out, Steve. He's sitting on the floor of B-17 playing Target for today.
Oh, yeah. That had been.
It was Target for today, right?
Yeah.
It was Target for today. He actually played a B-17 mission on the floor of a B-17. So,
wow.
Hissy Cat Studio, check it out. Steve, we're going to teach you all kinds of things, my friend. We're going to teach you. Yeah. Now that you're part of our group, whether you like it or not, you're part of our group now. So we're going to teach you some things. We're going to expand your horizons out.
You'll find out how much people love your games. Well, most publishers we have on, most people love their games because everybody plays everything. It's wonderful. So, Steve.
That is true. Lock and Load is based in Colorado. But they did, I believe, and knock on wood, I believe they had the convention in Atlanta, though, because reasons. I don't know what the reasons were, but it was in Atlanta. So whatever. I could be wrong.
Did they go and visit a convention in
I can always shoot him an email and find out.
Yeah, do, because David's a great chap. He's brilliant. Talking of which, he phoned me. He phoned me the other day, Jester.
He did?
He did. I thought, who's phoning me for Colorado? And it was David. He's sending me the new prototype of his Napoleonic game. I think he saw how upset he was that you and Tony got the prototype for the Stuka game, Stuka Race, and he could see my face fell and he said, "No, I'm going to send Ruff the prototype for the Napoleonic game." So that'll be on the channel as soon as I get it. But I was going to ask you, Steve, with Target for today, of course, Target for tonight, based, of course, on B-17 Queen of the Skies. Does that mean you played a heck of a lot of that in the days?
I'm sorry, the B-17?
Yeah, Target for today, you've based on B-17 Queen of the Skies?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you play a lot?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I played that quite often, and I had not once completed 25 missions in that game.
Right. So what made you want to sort of update it, so to speak, and put the knobs on it? Because it's B-17 with knobs on, isn't it?
Well, gaming had changed quite a bit since the B-17 Queen of the Skies came out. And even though they came out with an expansion with the 15 Air Force and, more and an expanded target list, but they only covered 6 or 7 months out of the campaign. I wanted something that expanded the horizon a little bit. Well, 42 to 45, I covered the whole conflict basically.
Yeah.
Along with the 15 Air Force, and went through Roger Freeman's book to select the targets. Through day by day every mission and writing down targets. And that's how I compiled the target list based on that. And then I had help with the 15th Air Force. But who was it that was it Vince Fratelli, I think, was designed that B-17 Queen of the Skies. Anyway, I got in touch with him and just asked his permission if I could update it, or this is the time of B-29, and he said, yeah, it's about time, it's overdue, so go for it. And that got me started with B-29, and then into Target for Today and Target for Tonight. Yeah, and then in between that, picket duty.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Get that.
The unknown gem, right?
Yeah,
and that's actually one that's sitting up there waiting for me to play it. And
yeah,
every time I go to playing it, I just because this is like sitting right next to it, so I accidentally grabbed the wrong one.
Yeah, that was an interesting research in that. I ended up I got the blueprints to the Fletcher class destroyer. And that's how I was able to design the ship and the decks and the kind of basic locations of all the compartments and stuff, and what was below water level, what wasn't. And then actually the map, the top-down view of the ship, is actually based on the top-down view off the blueprint. And I had to clean it up a little bit. That took me forever to get that set out correctly. And then Randy worked his magic at Legion War Games and made that a nice looking map and a ship with the shadows across it. So it was actually pretty good. Yeah.
I'm just showing people what we're talking about in case they're.
It's the unknown gem, as you say. People know Steve for his Target for Today, Target for Tonight, and now Skyhawk. But that one, they go, oh, is that one of Steve's? It's on a ship. It's not a plane. So yeah.
Yeah, I was reading a book about kamikazes by Robin Reilly, I think, Rielly, who did an exhaustive research on that, and that's what that game is based on.
Yeah, Crazy Days. Yeah.
Oh,
that works well.
Yeah, that was really great, doesn't it? That just really shows everything off in great style, doesn't it? All right, hang on.
Yeah, your chroma key is overly sensitive.
Yeah.
There you go.
See what the state of his room. This guy buys so many games. Look at the state of his room. Look, there's nowhere to put them.
Yeah. You can see.
So I'm thinking I might be making a mat on this one there, Steve. Another mat.
Yeah.
Right? I could do a mat on this.
That would look cool. I mean, that's it. I mean, the thing is, there's a lot going on in that game. There's a lot to look after, isn't there? There's a lot of resource management in that one, Steve.
Yeah, there is. Damage control.
This one looks really cool. I'm telling you. This looks really, really cool. You have different positions are coming in. They're attacking from low, medium, high. Wow, this one.
Yeah, it's bonkers.
I'm gonna have to make a mat for this one too. I think
it's out of stock over here. So there you go.
Are they going to reprint it?
What's that reprint?
Picket Duty.
I think it's still available.
Yeah, I think they've just sold out over.
Oh, it's just not over there. Okay,
all
right.
For a new lot.
There is talk of them reprinting B-29 Super Fortress. And changing the counters so they're top-down view rather than angled in the game currently, as they were when B-29 came out, to make it more in line with Target for Today and Target for Tonight. But he's debating whether he's going to do that or not. B-29 is nearly sold out of its second edition.
See my boxes I got in?
I know.
I get a few games in, Steve. How many games you got in your collection? Do you know?
Well, if you count the magazines and board games, probably a couple hundred, not many.
Oh.
I had
People say a couple hundred, not many. That's a lot.
I did have a larger collection at one point, and all the moves and stuff, I kind of, I can't keep packing this stuff up, and I ended up selling a lot of the games I had.
Ooh, you just know some Pick a Duty is out of stock.
It sold out second chance.
This was years ago, though. But I kept a few. I kept my oldies, but I've since been rebuilding.
Make some money, Steve.
Huh?
You can make some money. Sell some of your games. Sign copies.
Then I find myself, you know what? Why did I do that? And I end up buying another copy. Now, what's the point?
That's why I will never, ever get rid of a game unless it's rubbish, but I've not come across that yet. I'll never get rid of the game because as soon as you sell it 6 months down the line, I think, why did I, or even 6 years down the line, why did I get rid of it,
Yeah. So anyway, and a lot of the games I buy as part of my research, doing these games, just to see what other people are doing, or can I, maybe incorporate something into a game and that kind of thing, and looking for different ideas how to portray something. But yeah.
Nice.
Wow,
awesome.
Good. So are these new games that are coming out, Steve, are they going to have the same format, or are you going to sort of evolve the look of the game as time goes on to sort of keep it fresh? Or
Well, one of the games that I'm working on is called King of the Heavies, which covers the heavy bombing campaign of the 380th Bombardment Group. And they flew out of Australia, and then later New Guinea, and then later into the Philippines. And they flew some of the longest raids on record with a B-24 in the South Pacific. And not only does it cover daylight combat, but it will also cover nighttime combat against the Japanese. And this one, instead of having a movement track like you have in Target for Day and Target for Night, this is going to have an actual map, much like what you have in B-17 Queen of the Sky.
Great.
It's much larger with the zone rings and that kind of thing. Yeah. I have that basic layout finished, but then you'll be able to fly the plane out of Australia for its first missions, and then New Guinea, 2 different bases in New Guinea, and then later on as when they moved into the Philippines. So you get to track their whole combat experience throughout the Pacific War from 43 to 45. And then the other in the series will be Kenny's Boys, which 3 different planes will be in that: the B-25, the A-20, and the B-26. Doing the low-level missions, strafing and bombing missions with those. Based on the actions of the, I think it's the 340-50 Apache Squadron. I think that was. I could be mistaken on the number. Yeah, there you go. I'm wanting to do my thing with the mouse and click the. Yeah, if you scroll down, you'll see what's in the pipeline, I think. Yeah, you see it there, what's in the pipeline just above the writing there under welcome. You went past it, right?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, he gets there eventually.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Forgotten slideshow, Operation Norwind, Air War Vietnam Linebacker 2, King of the Heavies, Kennedy's Boys, and the Desperate Years. And I'll tell you what, Steve, I don't know if you get many comments like this, but that picture of you is an awesome photo.
Oh, which?
This one right here.
Is that you?
That's a really nice picture, man.
That's when I had hair.
How long ago? We all do that. We all put a picture on that's like 20 years out of date, to make
my daughter took that photograph.
That's a good one. That is a super good picture of you.
Yeah.
That's almost makes you look presentable, man.
Yeah. Not bad for a Marine, huh?
Not too bad. Not too bad. You clean up well, I tell you. All right.
Yeah.
So books, you've got books as well.
Yeah, I just had. I need to update that because I need to add the MFA 251 during the Cold War. I just finished the second volume. It was released in February by Casemate Publishing.
Okay, so a question, and with all due respect, all right, with all due respect, we just had on Historic Wings 3 or 4 weeks ago, and we met up with him. And what is it with you air guys? You air guys are the most dedicated bunch of guys I've ever met in my entire lifetime. Historic Wings has had a website for 40 years, right? You've got 8 games that are and books, and what is it with you air guys? I cannot believe it.
Well, for me, I've been around aircraft all my life. I mean, when my dad was in the Air Force, stationed on the bases, and then I spent my 4 years in the Marine Corps working on the F-4 Phantom. I just love aircraft. Yeah,
I love the Phantom. I love the Phantom. Steve, get a Phantom game,
well.
would you please?
Yeah,
Get a Phantom.
I'll jot it down, and we'll see what happens. But I got to get these up here finished first.
It's a beautiful looking thing. It's one of my favorite aircraft as well. It's just so iconic.
And I've got all the game designs there. B-29 Super Fortress, another hidden gem a lot of people don't talk about, but you're bombing Japan in that one. And I don't think it gets a lot of coverage as well because, let's be honest, the B-29, as great a bomber as it wanted, will never be as popular as the B-17. It might have been better plane, but B-17, I mean, when you talk about bombers in World War II, the first bomber out of everyone's mouth is B-17.
I think the Flying Fortress and the 8th Air Force got a lot of good publicity. They made it a point for that. B-29, I mean, was a technological feat at the time. I mean, pressurized aircraft, carrying a huge payload, radio control, guided guns.
Yeah, it's a great those guided guns.
Oh my God. The reason these air guys are crazy is because they have wings beneath their wings. Okay, Mirandering Mike, I'm going to have to ban you for that one for at least 5 minutes. You're in timeout. Congratulations.
Oh, he's not. Oh, you haven't, have you?
I sure am.
Desktop Grenadiers asked if you've got a favourite World War II Western Front air war game apart from Target for Tonight or Today.
Where did he ask this at? Oh, here it is up here. Yeah. All right, Steve, what would be your favorite World War II Western Front air war game apart?
I really enjoy the old battle line games, 8th Air Force, Dauntless, and then the other one that covers the Pacific Theater. They were designed by Craig Taylor, I think it was, where you plotted the movements of your fighters and that kind of thing. And I really enjoyed playing those. There was a lot of aircraft to choose from. I mean, you could really work up your own scenarios with the amount of planes that were available. And yeah, Dauntless, I think, was the Pacific version of the game. But I really enjoyed playing those World War II air games.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you know Historic Wings? I think you mentioned him in the beginning that you.
He's playing in Steve's campaign.
Yeah, I run an online campaign for Target for Tonight. Guys from all over, really? Sign up and
How do we find out about this, Steve? Why am I just finding out about this now? I contacted you 6 months ago. Why didn't you let me know then?
If you go to the page, if you go back to the homepage there that you got up.
Homepage.
Yeah, just click there and scroll down.
Scroll down.
And you'll see sign up for the Target for Tonight campaign on the very bottom. Yeah, there you go.
The Target for Today campaign.
Yeah. We got 3 squadrons flying. We got about 21 people playing.
That's an awesome picture too. Wow.
Yeah.
It's obviously the little things in life that make me excited. I'm going to have to take a screenshot. You're all going to have to just wait a minute now.
That's a cool picture, isn't it? Don't clip the wings.
I'm going to have to.
That picture was done from a Polish artist. I can't remember his name. But yeah.
Polish artist. Very nice. Very nice. I'm going to show everyone how to set your new picture as your background and adjust it so it fits in. Fit. There we go. Lovely. All right. Look at that. That's lovely. Now that's my background now, thanks to you. All right. Back to what I was doing now. I'm like a squirrel. I get distracted, Steve. What can I say? All right. So here we are. All right. So we can.
You go to sign up right there, and you see where it's sign on the bottom left there.
And the campaign right here.
Yeah, just click that button. Yeah, you click on that, and you fill out the form, and I get you signed up.
All right. Name.
We're wrapping up our 5th mission in campaign 3, and then we'll start our 6th mission after I get back from the National Archives.
Sorry, Mike. Blocking you. I'll tell you what. I've got a picture of my grandfather in as a pilot, as a Lancaster pilot. Do you want to see that?
For you.
Oh, that was me. Ignore it. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm just saying, I've got a picture of my grandfather as a Lancaster pilot. Do you want to see that?
Yes.
Do you want to see it? Do you want to see it? Do you want to see it, Jester?
Sure. Let's see what you got.
All right.
You got something to share, Farley, after 3.5 years?
Shut up, you. Yeah, hold on. Where are we?
There we go. There. Who is that?
That's me.
Is that you?
That's the new counter for Thomas's new game, SOE Lysander. Me along with Top Grenadier, we're pilot counters.
Wow.
Look at that, eh?
Wow, you got your own counter.
The reason I look like that is because I haven't got my glasses on. I can't see the dials.
Right.
So you know.
So here's the thing. All right, Steve. I'm gonna help you out, Steve. You got a whole year, right? You got a whole year for this. All right. We had a nice little group thing that was created over on Hissy Cat Studio again, where he came up with this idea called Games on the Front. And what you have to do is you have to create a war game that you can fit on a postcard. Postcards from the front. Yeah. And so it ended like last week, right? And we had like 50 submissions to that. So you have a whole year to come up with a postcard game for next year.
I'll have to think about that.
Right? See, we're trying to give you things to do now. Where is it?
Not that I have enough on my plate.
He has got enough to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's got nothing to do. Come on.
Yeah, I got so many ideas and notes jotted down. I want to do one on the riverboats in Vietnam. So
here's the postcards from the front, right there. We had 48 entries. And you can go and you can try the games out. You can vote for them. So there's 48 different games. We're also getting, and you probably heard of this person, but there's a board game artist named, what's his name? Who is going to make over the winning submission with new graphics and everything. Let's see. What was the artist's name? I'm trying to remember. I'm so bad with names. But here's all the submissions. You can go and download these for free and play them, print them out. Yeah. Let's see if we can find our game. Ruff, where's our game? We're in the game.
Okay.
There it is, Kong.
What's it called?
Kong.
There it is. Kong Unleashed. Kong Unleashed. Look. And we got the USS ID Jester. Look at that. All right. And we got where's Ruff? Oh, here's Ruff in the Spitfire.
Yeah.
Look at that. Lovely counters. Absolutely wonderful. And the game is all about.
That looks like a real beer and pretzel game there.
They are. They all are. They're just fun little games.
All about, moving into different zones and going to attack poor old King Kong on top of the building.
Wow.
Great game. So there's just tons and tons.
I'll have to check that out.
Size of a postcard. So the postcard games, you have to cut
the postcard from the front. And we'll link that to everyone out there again.
Nils Johansson is the artist.
Yeah, he did some of the work on Skyhawk.
He's the one that's going to be professionally redoing the winner. Well, this is not a contest. They're trying to make it not a contest. This is just a friendly competition, maybe. I don't know how you want to. And postcards from the front. So you have 2 months, 10 days, and 10 hours to download, test out, play, and then rate each one of these games. So, and there's the rules. And if you go to the submissions, there's vampires in the air. Oh, wow, that one sounds interesting.
I assume the
Great Human War.
Save My City. Airstrike.
Crazy amount.
Battle of Britain. And these are all games that'll print out on a postcard. I think the biggest you can make it is 4x6, I think is the biggest size. So,
I think even the designer David Thompson has done one, hasn't he?
Yep, David Thompson's got a submission. Let's see if we
Arnhem one, yeah.
He's in here somewhere. Let's see.
Arnhem thing.
Oh, Heffel's got a game in here too as well.
I've seen available. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Let's see.
There's a lot going on in the hobby, which is great, isn't there, Steve?
Oh yeah.
I mean, seriously, if you haven't, of course, you haven't got time. Maybe you haven't got time to do anything, but it's just nice to see everybody getting involved and getting creative.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was just it was just a thought he had, and he just put it out to the community. And of course, we promoted it because we love to promote things that people are not interested in or don't know about. So, like Steve, we'll be talking about you and your games for probably the next couple weeks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give that out. I do have a freebie on the website that I designed. I'm a big Star Trek fan.
Oh, seriously?
And I've been involved in the fan film Axanar, helping out when I can. And this game is based on the 4 Years' War at Axanar. So you have the Federation against the Klingons in that one, and it's totally free. Anybody can download it
on your site.
Yep.
How do we get to it?
You can go to when you go to the game site.
Games, okay.
Just click on the games. Scroll down. Yeah, just scroll down. You're on the right page. Just scroll down on the main page. Yeah, there you go. Right here. It says 4 Years' War.
Oh, yeah.
It's based on the Star Trek fan film Prelude to Axanar.
Yeah, you want to click
on the preprint and play download it at work in a progress. So it must be modified as feedback is received. To download the zip file, click here. Game is also available on Vassal. Are you kidding me?
It has a good version of the map on that. And if you click on that Prelude to Axanar, that's the zip file.
Whoa. Look at that.
Yeah.
So I can guarantee there's going to be at least 10 people downloading this right now, Steve.
Yeah. It's
10 people are probably downloading it right now. I didn't know about this. Ruff, did you know about this?
No.
That's why
anybody can play it, and then any feedback they can email me through the website, and I'll make corrections. It's kind of a updated continually when I get.
It's cards. Yeah. Cards. I love cards, Steve. I love cards. That's nice. Look at that. Nice. You got backs for your cards and everything. That's lovely.
Yeah.
Playing pieces. Let's see. Now, are they pre-rounded counters, Steve?
Take the notice.
Nice. Look at. Are these your friends that you?
Well, the Klingon is portrayed by the late Richard Hatch. He was on Battlestar Galactica, the original one, and then Alec Peters plays Garth in the fan film.
Oh, okay.
The two main characters in the series.
Wow.
Anyway, cool. You have a chance to see if you can beat the Klingons, or if the Klingons can beat the Federation and win.
Here's the rules.
Yeah.
Right. Lovely. Go away. And then your different charts and tables. Lovely.
That's it for the tables right there.
Just one.
Wow. Yeah.
It's very simple.
I'm just thinking you condense this down to 4x6. You got a winner on your hands, man. You can win that postcards to the front.
Yeah, possibly. I have to change the scale of the game, though. But I've been toying with the idea of the blitz and how I could make that into a solitaire game with the V1s and the V2s and the civilian response to the attacks and that kind of thing. So I'm still jotting down ideas, but it's on the back table for right now.
Yeah, I think if you want to, and you think about it, it's postcards from the front. See, well, that and it'll be the top one there. So just type in postcards from the front.
Okay.
And into Google, and it'll probably be the top one there. And yeah, we like supporting anyone that supports our channel, and kind of supports wargaming in general, and anything we can do to just share. That's what we kind of do. We just share knowledge with people. We just trying to let people know what's going on out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, that's for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's
Very
always
interesting.
you talk to some of the best game designers out there are friends of the channel, and they come on and they talk about stuff that we would never have known unless we had to sit down and talk with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we won't know what's your favorite meal, Steve?
Favorite meal. Well, I like a good steak and mashed potatoes.
Steak and mashed. He's a meat and potatoes man. I knew it.
That's what got me in the situation I'm in now. Probably I don't eat enough fiber.
There you go. There you go. You got to eat those.
All that good living is catching up with me.
Yeah. That's half the battle is right.
God, so that blitz game sounds very interesting. So the reason is my mother always, I remember my mother telling me that as a young girl, she remembered the V1s coming over and the noise they made, that drone noise they made, and then suddenly silence.
Mm-hmm.
And then a few seconds later, an explosion. So I'm just wondering, who's defending against those? Is that the ACAT guns?
Barrage balloons, and then they put up Spitfires, I think, and Tempest to try to intercept them.
So it's before they get across to London, yeah?
And they try to tip their wings so they
tip the wings and set them off into the sea, yeah.
Yeah, that's the V1. They couldn't do anything with the V2. It was just too fast. And
that's a rocket.
Yeah, that was a different ball game there.
That's a moon landing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we talked about your game going to space. That would be awesome. I think you could make you could possibly do this in space with ground bombing during wars and stuff. Yeah, for sure. I think so.
Yeah.
Whoa, rough. I'm sorry, we missed what happened today in history. We normally start that around 5. It's already like after 5.
I'd forgotten all about that. Talking to Steve.
I know, right? We get so involved with our guests. We got a segment we go through where Ruff tells us what happened on this day in history.
Ruff remembers.
Ruff remembers.
I want to get a glass of water real quick. I'll be right back.
Go ahead.
I should get a glass as well. But anyway, 22nd of April, yeah? So, 1915, the Battle of Ypres started when German troops released clouds of deadly chlorine gas on British troops. It was the first major gas attack of World War I.
Wow.
There you go.
Now, see, I did not know that. I knew they always had the gas mask, but I always thought they never actually used gas.
Oh, no, they didn't use it in the Second World War. They were all giving everybody gas masks, but they didn't use it. But in the First World War, righty, yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay, you learned something new today.
Yeah, I learn all the time doing this. The Second Battle of Ypres, yeah. 1930, the United Kingdom, Japan, and the United States signed the London Naval Treaty, regulating submarine warfare and limiting shipbuilding. That didn't work out too well, did it? But there we go.
Nobody listens to that.
1944, the first Air Commando Group using Sikorsky's R-4 helicopters, staged the first use of helicopters in combat with a combat search and rescue operations in the China-Burma-India theatre. So we think of helicopters as quite a late thing, but they're using them in 44, the Sikorsky. And if you look it up, it's quite a modern-looking helicopter. Maybe Thomas would be able to talk a bit more about that. 1944, again in World War II, Operation Persecution is initiated. Allied forces land in the Hollandia, currently known as Jayapura area of New Guinea. Now, landing at Aitapi, codename Operation Persecution, was a battle of the Western New Guinea campaign of World War II. American Allied forces undertook an amphibious landing on today, 1944, at Aitapi on the northern coast of Papua New Guinea. The amphibious landing was undertaken simultaneously with the landings at Humboldt and Tanamura bays to secure Hollandia, to isolate the Japanese 18th Army at Wewak. Operations in the area to consolidate the landings continued until the 4th of May, although US and Japanese forces fought further actions in Western New Guinea following a Japanese counteroffensive that lasted until early August 44. Aitapi was subsequently developed into an Allied base of operations and was used by Australian forces throughout late 1944 and into 45 during the Aitapi-Wewak campaign. So another operation I've never heard of happened today. Also in 44, in World War II, of course, in Greenland, 6 sledge patrol members attacked the Basgeiger weather station, and in the ensuing skirmish, a German lieutenant died. The station was subsequently evacuated on June the 3rd. Why attack a weather station? Right. Well, there was something called the North Atlantic Weather War, believe it or not. This occurring during the World War.
Oh, was that in the European theater or was that in the Pacific theater?
No, this is in the North Atlantic. There's a clue there. All right. North Atlantic Weather War during World War II. The Allies, Britain in particular, and Germany tried to gain a monopoly on weather data. There was a war going on for the weather in the North Atlantic and Arctic Oceans. Meteorological intelligence was important, as you can imagine. When you think about it, it's important because it affected military planning and the routing of ships and convoys. In some circumstances, visibility was necessary, photographic reconnaissance and bombing raids, for instance, and in other concealments, keeping ship movement secrets or suppressing enemy air activity. D-Day planning was greatly affected by weather forecasting. It was delayed by 1 day in the expectation that a storm would blow out and sea conditions would be acceptable. British sources of data included ships at sea and weather stations at Valentia Observatory and Black Sod Point in Neutral Island. And the German use of weather ships also exposed their secret Enigma codes. So that's how we got after them. So yes, there was an actual weather war going on where us in particular were sort of sabotaging the German weather stations so they couldn't gather information on the weather to perform their dastardly deeds. And lastly, finishing on a positive note, 1945, after learning that Soviet forces had taken Oberschwald without a fight, Adolf Hitler submitted defeat in his underground bunker and stated that suicide was his only recourse. There you go.
That's right. It's the end of April already. Yeah.
Yeah. Steve, so that's today.
I'm thinking this weather war, right? I think there's a game in there somewhere, Steve.
I think so as well. I think
there's a war in there. Yeah. Awesome game for the weather war.
Going around on sledges in Greenland and the rest of Scandinavia, going and sabotaging the German weather stations, you know. Yeah. So
as mentioned before, there's a lot of events that could still be simulated,
right?
To be covered. Right. There's plenty of opportunities out there for anyone that want to try to tackle it.
That might be a nice postcard game.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Rough. You might have something here.
Yeah. Don't look at me though.
Yeah.
All right. Chester's Jeopardy. Steve, have you ever played 20 questions? Where you ask somebody a question, they answer yes or no, right? So you guys have 20 questions to guess the game that I'm thinking of. So I got a game in my hand. The chat likes to make fun of you guys as you can't guess it. And then you guys try to guess it. So if you want to go ahead and start, ask me a question, Steve.
Is this game covered in the modern era, say 1945 and up?
1945 and up. No, does not. No. He's pretty good at this. He's already better than Ruff and Tony.
Yeah. Is this game pre-1914?
No, not pre-1914. No.
Well, we've narrowed it down, Steve.
It's pretty good. You've narrowed it down.
Does it cover a World War I battle?
That's kind of a bad question. My answer is no.
He was not sure there, was he? No.
I'm sure. It's a misleading question.
Okay.
It's a misleading question because you asked if this game covers a World War I battle. No, it does not cover a World War I battle.
But looks like
does it occur during World War I then?
I'm sorry?
Is this game you're thinking of cover somewhere in World War I?
Does this game simulate something that happened during World War I?
Yeah.
That's a better question, but it's not your turn. So you're going to have to wait.
Does this game cover something that happened in World War I?
Yes, it does.
There you go. Right, okay, right.
See, that's a much better question. See? Very good. Very good.
So it's not a specific battle then. It's something that happened. That's what I'm talking to Steve, not you. All right. So, maybe. I don't know.
Does it cover naval operations?
Does it cover naval operations? No, it does not cover naval operations.
So it's not a specific battle, but it happened during World War I. Is that what we're saying here? Is this still classed as a war game or a sort of more? Sorry, is this classed as a pure war game?
Is this classified as a pure war game?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, a war game. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Right. So it's a war game. Nothing like.
Well, I mean, what's your definition of a war game, right?
Well,
if you were going to BGG and you type in war game, is this going to be on the list? Yes, it will be on the list of war games.
I'm thinking it's might be that it's not a war game as such. It's a sort of aftermath of the First World War. Versailles, 1918, maybe. I don't know. He's shaking his head, but there we are. Because it wasn't. It's not a battle. I could be wrong. Completely wrong.
You are wrong. Steve?
Does it involve spies and diplomacy?
No, it does not involve spies.
Is it the whole war?
No, it's not the whole war.
So it's not Paths of Glory. I'm not sure if he's got any First World War aviation games, but I'll ask next time.
Is it a Eastern Front scenario, Eastern Front game, rather than the West?
We've asked about naval games.
Is it East Front or West? What was your question? I'm sorry.
Whether it covered the East against the Russians or the West against the British and the U.S.
It is, well, if you ask whether it's East Front, no, it's not East Front.
Okay.
Not East Front.
Go ahead.
It's a West Front battle. Yes or no? It's West Front.
It's not West. It's not a West Front battle.
So it's not.
It involved engineers digging tunnels to blow up trenches.
No.
I think we're being a bit too specific. What I think I'm getting here is not a battle. It's something that's a bit bigger, but not as big as the whole war. Am I right in thinking that?
That would lead you down a better path than you're going down right now. Yes, that would be way better.
Yeah. But I don't know many World War One games that don't concentrate on a specific battle. It's a bigger look at things. Oh, hold on.
It's your turn, Steve.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah.
Would it cover? Well, I'm trying to think. Would it cover campaigns in the Middle East?
No, it does not cover campaigns in the Middle East. No.
Is this a game by VUCA Simulations?
No, it's not by VUCA Simulations. No.
Crikey, he's going to beat us this one. We said Path of Glory. No, he wouldn't be Path of Glory. That's the whole war, isn't it? And he said no to the whole war.
So it involved aircraft.
Yes, it involves aircraft. Good question, Steve. That is awesome.
We always missed the obvious, don't we, Steve? Is it a game you own?
No, it's actually not a game that I own.
Are you thinking of the bombing campaign during World War One?
No. Oh, sorry. Whose go is it?
It's Steve's go.
Right. Yeah. Does it cover the bombing campaign?
Oh, I'm sorry. That was a question. Sorry. Yeah. I thought you were just conversing with Ruff.
No, sorry. That's what I thought.
Does it cover what?
The bombing campaign. The bombing raids on London and Germany during World War One.
How do I answer that question? It can. It can.
Right. Is this game picked because of our guest tonight with their relationship with a certain game company?
No. It was picked because of our guest. So I wanted to have something that he would be interested in. Yes, but not specifically with the game company. No.
Right. So it's not their new World War One aircraft game.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. Is it Milton Bradley's Dogfight?
It actually was almost that. I had picked that, and then I said, no, I'm choosing something else because I didn't want to make it too difficult.
God almighty.
Right. So I said, no, because I don't want to get, So I changed it later on. I was like, no, I'm going to change it to something a little more popular so that I don't hear any whining and complaining.
So this is an old game. Is this an old game? But is this pre-1990s?
Oh, yes.
Right, there you go. Right.
There you go.
The only other one I can think of begins with R. Red Baron, Richthofen's War. Is that going to be one? I don't know.
Well, it could be that, or I know there was a game, I can't recall the name of it, where it was a flip book. I think it was called Aces.
Aces, yeah, there was Aces. My dad had it. You had 2 pair of books, one for the one person.
Those were awesome. I actually owned those when I was a kid too.
Yeah.
Is that your guess?
Yeah.
No.
Is it Richthofen's War?
Is it Richthofen's War, you say? My answer to that is yes.
Right.
Richthofen's War.
Yeah.
Hey, Stuka's just joined. Stuka Joe's just joined. He said he kept quiet to give everybody else a chance. Thank you,
yeah,
Joe.
that's it.
That's one of the games I own. I enjoy playing that game. I think it's great.
This is an all-time classic, 1972. I figured you being an air combat guy, the first question, and that was where the first question out of your mouth was, is this a naval game? And I'm like, you're not a naval guy. Why would I choose a naval?
We didn't think you'd be that slushy, you see. But
yeah, I do play that with the maneuver cards. It plays better, I think, with the maneuver cards than that. It's pretty. I enjoy that game.
Yeah, it's a good one. I think I had it several times, but I don't currently own it. So and you can still pick it up for like $15, $20. People still selling on eBay all the time.
No.
Yeah, I used to have a game from Strategy and Tactics from years ago called Flying Circus from the early 70s.
And actually, I had to ban someone because they put it in the it was actually like 10 minutes ago. Historic Wings put that in the chat, and I had to ban them real quick so you guys didn't see it.
Couldn't see it.
You guys didn't see it because I figured as soon as you saw it, you'd be like, yeah, let's guess that. So I
did it in under 20 questions, though.
It was pretty close. That was pretty. That was. I don't know. I didn't count.
We weren't doing too good.
Back.
You see, we're a man down. We're a man down.
Okay.
Super choice. There you go. He likes that. No, that's all right. I just didn't want you giving it to these knuckleheads and giving away my prize away. So congratulations. Yeah. That was pretty good. You did pretty good though, Steve. That was a great first question. You got right in there, and that's pretty good. It's pretty good.
All right.
And I figured choosing one of your games would be just too easy, right? Yeah.
See you later, Toji. I was thinking it was the First World War Ace, whatever it's called, from Legion War Games, the new one, but it's not.
Oh, Ace of Valor.
Ace of Valor,
yeah. But no.
That's a pretty fun little game too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I decided after hearing, I hear all these things as we're talking, Steve. You mentioned you've been playing since 1965.
Yeah, 67. Yeah.
67. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, he's been playing for a long time. So he probably played the Richthofen's War somewhere along the lines. And
I played that.
He's probably very familiar with this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's fun. That's fun. Yeah. It's just something to give us a nice little break. And And
remember playing Aces with my dad. He said, you have a book and he has a book, and I'm on page so and so. You look up and it's right, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, cool game.
Had different planes with the different values, but it was and each one showed like a little variation of the angle at the plane. That was awesome. I love that game. Yeah. So it's almost 5:30, so we're going to go ahead and open it up to questions out there from our wonderful fans. If it's nothing we didn't cover already with Steve, if it's something important, let us know. Then we can ask Steve and see get some information. Steve, I have a question. So Legion War Games, right? You should contact them and tell them about us and tell them what a great job we do.
I've contacted Randy. I know Randy when I was contacted him.
If you would send me the link once you get it posted, and I'll send it up to Randy.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'll email it to you.
He was a bit iffy about it because I think he's not been too well either, is he? So when I was contacting him, I think he was a little bit under the weather. So
he was sick. That's right. I think you remember hearing that. Yeah, he was sick.
Yeah.
So try again.
If you guys have any questions for Steve about Target for Today, Target for Tonight, Skyhawk, B-29, the add-on for that called Hell Over Korea. This is interesting because you basically take B-29 and carry it on into the Korea War.
You've also got the little add-on sort of ziplocky thing for Target for Today with the Italians and that. We got the
more axis covering aircraft covering Italy, Hungary, and Romania.
Yeah.
So you can encounter those planes. It mainly involves the 15th Air Force in Target for Today. So you can use those inside the game for that. Yep.
Okay. And you tell us more about this online Target for Tonight game that you run. What is do you live stream it, or you just do it on the side?
I just do it on the side. It's just an online campaign. Basically, I assign the missions for the players, give them X amount of days to fly the mission and get the results to me. There's a form on the site they fill out. I get it. And then I track the results on a spreadsheet. And then after 10 days or so, they have to have the reports have to be in at a certain time, and I post results the next day.
So excuse me for being a bit dense, but you sign up and then you play a game on your own, obviously, and then report the results to you. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then once everybody's in, of course, there's some things that have to change. Everybody gets the same target. Their position in the wave changes each mission, so everybody is cycled through every wave, first, second, and third. And I determine the targets randomly by rolling a dice and going from there. And I send out the parameters to everybody, and they fly the mission and then report back within 10 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. We do have some questions coming in.
Yeah. The goal is to fly all the way through April of 1945. The fourth campaign will cover the 1945 missions.
Can people join in the middle of the campaign, or do they?
Yeah, they can sign up anytime they want and play. We got slots open in the 3 squadrons. So
all right. Yeah. So again, just go to stevedixon.com and go to the page, the home page, and go all the way down the bottom to Target for Tonight campaign. Click on that, and then click on the sign up button there, and fill it out and send it on.
Yep, and then I'll get them. And then they can pick what squadron they want to fly in, and then I'll get them set up.
Okay, well, which squadron is Historic Wings in? Because I do not want to be in that squadron.
No, that's bad luck.
That is, I mean,
three planes.
I'm afraid he's gonna run his plane into me. That's how scared I am. He's not a very good pilot. I don't know if you know this, but he's not a very good pilot.
don't get into a plane with him.
Yeah, when B-29 came out, I ran an online campaign for B-29 also. Then when Target for Today started up, I ran a campaign briefly, but things came up that I just couldn't continue it.
Okay.
Things have gotten a little bit better, so I can.
A little better?
Yeah.
Okay. Health-wise, is that what you're talking about, health-wise?
Yeah, it's more I've had issues with my neck and my back. I'm just getting old crap.
Yeah,
getting old crap. That's what it is. That's all it is.
I hear you. All right, let's get to some questions now.
All right.
So Desktop Grenadiers says, Steve, what would you say is
Grenadiers?
Oh, Grenadiers, sorry.
Yeah.
What would you say is the biggest mistake people make when designing a purely solo game?
It's to add other players.
That's a good question. I think one, and I'm guilty of it as well, is that the counters and graphics are made for people with just regular eyesight that don't have problems with color blindness.
Hello.
Or age-related issues with their eyesight.
No.
Yeah. Well, I really don't know how to address that.
Symbols is what people. It's not just solo games, Steve. I mean, it's great you're thinking about it in solo games. Not many designers, because I'm colorblind, as obviously you can tell, and some people like I think Devin from Lock and Load have put symbols in their new game, and he said he thought of me when he was doing that because of the colorblind people. So the symbol represents the thing, and for normal people, the color represents it. So it is Symbols are great. Use symbols.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Blue triangle.
Yeah.
If you're colorblind, it's still a triangle, which makes it
Exactly.
whatever.
Exactly. That's
Right.
the easiest way around.
And it's just harder, because us war gamers, we keep getting older. The game designers keep getting older. Everyone just keeps getting older. So it's just harder for us to see the little tiny numbers on the counters.
Right. And that's, I guess at some point, the games would have to be smaller in scope and then make what's in the game larger. Larger maps, the scale larger, bigger maybe, or the counters large. There's one thing I like about Legion is they make the counters inch and a quarter.
Those big counters, they're great in the they talk for tonight. You can't, they're great.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
I don't know what the solution would be to that. There's probably different ways you can approach it.
The counters get bigger, the map needs to get bigger, right? And you got a bigger footprint, right? So you have to
that's a good point.
Against the size of everything out there. So we're gonna be winding up in about 20 minutes. So if you have any questions for Steve, give us a holler. Let us know in the chat. That'd be wonderful. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, just laughing at Mark's comment. If there won't be any footprints if it's an aviation game. Oh, you wag.
That's true.
But a lot of companies are using 5/8 now, aren't they, or 9/16 or something? They're slightly bigger, nice than the 1/2-inch counters. So it's that little bit extra makes a difference.
I think the smallest Randy does is 5/8 of an inch.
Yeah, makes a difference
for your info counters, and then for the game pieces like the fighters and even the bombers. I love the bomber cards. That was his idea.
And yes, I've even sleeved those, Jester.
Oh my God! You and your sleeving. Your sleeving. I actually own a lot of Legion games. I did not realize.
You do, don't you?
I mean, geez, I didn't even realize I don't buy. I don't buy specifically from a game company, but there are game companies I will not buy from. If that makes sense to you, Steve. And we won't get into that discussion right now because people know my feelings about that.
Okay.
There are some great war game companies out there, and I love to support them. And then there's some not great war game companies, and I won't support them at all. Legion, obviously, great. I support them with my hard-earned dollars. And I support you, Steve. You see that picture behind you? You see that desk? I bought you that desk. Thank you.
I appreciate it, too. I appreciate everybody that purchases the game. That makes me feel good. So, yeah.
What is it? And I ask this to every game designer that comes on the show, and I get a lot of the same answers. So I think it's interesting. You haven't watched the show, so you won't know how to answer this. But what is it like getting a game and seeing your name on the box and saying, this is something that I thought about, I created, and somebody actually said, that's a great idea. Let's produce it and give it to people to play. What is the emotions that you get when you get a game that has your name on it?
A sense of accomplishment, a lot of hard work, and glad to see that it's been accepted well. That makes me feel pretty good. And I'm glad people are playing it. I can't really believe that people are still playing B-29 and Picket Duty, and those games are approaching 10 years old already.
Yeah, crazy.
Right.
A lot of designers also say they get that, what you say, the great feeling that the game is there, they've got it in their hands. But they said that the second thing they think about is the dread of the grief they may get when people start playing it because of maybe errata or maybe miss stuff wrong or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that something that goes through your head as well? Most designers have that dread that you think, oh no, what's going to happen?
Well, I look at it when you create something, everybody to a point is a critic, and they'll see something they don't like or there's a mistake in the game. And fortunately, the response I've gotten back has always been, hey, I think you made nothing overtly, angry about it, and say, hey, I think this needs to be blah, 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 blah. And for the most part, a lot of the stuff, just mistakes when you're dealing with 3 or 4 different people trying to get the game done. and then you're all in different locations. You're not in the same building, so it's things get mixed up email wise, and mistakes unfortunately slip through. And the idea is you want to eliminate them, but unfortunately they still get through, and you try to address them in your errata sheet. Pick a Duty was a prime example. The first edition had a lot of errors in it, but everybody seemed to see a gem inside the game, and then when the second edition came out, that's when it really took off, I think.
Yeah, no, it's more not so much that there is errata and there's going to be errata, whatever you do, but that joy and exhilaration suddenly goes, I hope it's okay. So,
I hope people like it, because
I hope people like. I hope it's not wrong. I hope it's not. That's that dread thing. Sure, there's going to be errata, but I was just wondering, did you get that feeling of exhilaration?
Yeah, that's my hope that they enjoy the game, they like it. But there are some that don't, and that's their deal.
Well, not everybody likes course and pocket, but there's our people that like those sort of crunchy, in-depth, 300-pound games.
Right.
It's not for me. I love dice chuckers.
Yeah,
I love Gregory's. I love yours. But then Nations at War's another one. Lock and Load Publishing is another dice chucker. And when you're in the mood for a dice chucker, there's a great deal of games out there, and your series is one of them. So there we are.
Yeah. Great answer. I'm not going to go down that path right now because Steve has been so kind. He's been so wonderful.
Yeah.
I have a different view on errata, which again, we're not going to get into that discussion right now.
Yeah.
Anyways, any other questions for a great friend, Steve Dixon? Steve, I love your games. As you know, I showed you my little counters that I made. I made my little playmat. I am really, really enjoying and the best thing I can find. And did you do this on purpose? Is you're rolling out a bunch of charts, but those charts tell a story. It tells you the story of what happens to your squadron as they go out and they do this bombing mission. And like I said, the fact that we did the Lorient bombing run and we were not successful, and then like 5 missions later we had to go back over there, it built into the story of what was going on. Did you do that?
Did it wrong. You did it wrong that time. You got to go back and finish it. That sort of thing. But that's what I like about it. There's no. Okay, people say there's no thought in the game. But that's what I like. I like to just be taken away by this game that's going to control it. I have no thought. I have no input really, and I'm just traveling along this story, rolling the dice, looking on the charts, and having this theatre of the mind going on. Yes, there's other games where I want to control stuff, but when I play these games, I just want it to take me by the hand or by the joystick and lead me down a story. I'm fine with that, and I understand why other people don't like them. But if you're into that sort of thing, just let the dice tell the story. Let the dice and the charts tell the story.
Yeah, well, the charts, that was part of it. And especially with some of the optional stuff with the casualties of your crew and where they were hit, and that kind of thing. That was provided by a play tester years ago. And I can't remember his name for the life of me. But as for getting the same target 5 missions later, that's just strictly a random roll.
It
added to the story, didn't it? It's like, you've been sent back. You got it wrong. Go do it again. Yeah.
Theoretically, you could hit the same target 25 times. It depends on what kind of dice you roll in a row. But
where's my little? As I showed you. So what I did was I got all the subscribers. I gave them each a plane, and then it was like after we were attacked, then I rolled to see if any of the other planes in the squadron took damage. And some of them did. And it was always just randomly, because I'd roll for every single plane. It was randomly always the lead fighter that got knocked out. And in several of our missions, the lead fighter got knocked out. And then, of course, the next mission, we were lead. And it was like, oh, no, I can't believe it. So nobody wanted to go on this mission because we were lead bomber. It was the greatest thing ever.
That's good.
That's the thing in these games. That's the thing you worry about, because everybody's named as well. If you do it properly, you really care about your crew. And as it goes on, and you're lucky enough to get further down the 25 missions, when somebody gets injured, you really take it to heart. It's a blooming game, for goodness sake, but you really take it to heart.
I can't tell you how many times I can't tell you how many times I said, "Oh crap," when playing B-17 Queen of the Skies.
Yeah.
And
we say, no, John's been hit. No.
Yeah,
and you've got to replace him, and it's not. And I feel sorry for the guy that replaced him, because they look at him thinking, you're replacing a good man now. So all these stories are going in your mind. Great.
Yeah. I think there was a question down here. Historic Wings Mike asked about my next book coming out.
Oh, right.
I'm sorry.
Where he said,
sorry, I must have missed that one.
Anyway, the second volume was released in February, so that's out. That's already available. VMFA 251 during the Cold War. And I'm currently working on the third volume, which would cover the history of the squadron from 92 to 2020 when it was deactivated.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I'm doing it all for the USMC History Division.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And if somebody's interested, obviously they can get their book from your website, but is there like an Amazon, like a download PDF or anything?
You can get it Amazon, Barnes & Noble, through the publisher, wherever books are sold. Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Awesome. Ruff, do we have any other questions for Steve about anything? That you can think of?
See a digital incarnation of the target. I would too.
Would love to see a digital incarnation of the target for today's series. So is anyone ever reached out and said, hey, we'd love to create a little digital game of this?
Well, funny you say that, because a few years ago, Randy sent me an email. He was contacted from somebody in Spain wanting to do a digital version of B-29 Super Fortress. But unfortunately, I've heard nothing back since that initial conversation. So I don't know where that project stands, or if it's even been started.
Yeah, I
would love to see that.
Would be fun. Yeah, I would think it would be fun to be to put those games into a. Did you say there was a Vassal module for Target for today?
There's a Vassal module for Target for tonight.
Tonight, okay.
And a Vassal module for B-29, I think it is, and Picket Duty.
Okay.
I don't think there's one for Target for today. I need to get a hold of my Vassal guy, and since Randy cleared me to say, "Hey, you own."
Yeah, let's get that module. I think that would be great. Is there a tabletop simulator module?
I'm sorry?
Is there a tabletop simulator module?
No, there's not. I won't go into why there isn't.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
I think it will work because it's pretty sort of static. The game is pretty static. The only thing you're moving up really are the planes coming in and the sort of movie marker where you're coming. I think that would work well. Vassal as is, it doesn't need.
I'm wondering if it would be a better game. If it would, I don't know if you want to put it on Steam, or if you want to make it operating system specific and put it on a CD and send it off where people can download and put it on their computer and play it.
Right.
A lot of different questions there, and of course, different design paths you have to do that.
Right.
Well, I don't know. I certainly can't do it. I'm not a computer programmer. That would have to be something done through Randy, I think, and hiring somebody. And
it's cost versus
exactly.
how much is it going to cost to produce it, and how much can we sell it for?
Or if you're like me, just buy the game and get it on the table. That's it. It's a solo game, for goodness sake.
Right. I mean, it'd be great to have that, but I love having my little squadron and my fellas to go along the ride, and then getting all the comments from the subscribers. I can't believe you got me killed.
Yeah, you got me. I think you got me killed or injured.
Oh, there is one for Target for today. Okay, good.
Yes,
all right. Thank you, Alistair, wherever you are.
Elster's on it. We have a really good crew. We have a really good crew.
They're on top of it. They're on top of it.
We don't want to tell them that a lot of the times because we don't want their heads to get too big. But we got a pretty good crew. We ask a question, and like within 30 seconds, the answer's in there. Somebody is going to know the answer.
Yeah, Edward Lasso is asking if there's a vassal module for the 4 Years War. Yes, there is.
Ah, there you go.
Yep, there is, Edward. There is one available. Just do a search for 4 Years War. I think you'll get it there. Axanar 4 Years War.
Or even on the vassal page, maybe just look for the module on the vassal page if it's there. Yeah.
I did get a little surprise today from they're having the GMT Game Warehouse this weekend, and they actually sent me a video to share with you guys.
Is that Mike? Is that Mike Butter Jelly?
It is Mike. It is Mike Butter Jelly. I'm going to turn the volume up. Let me know if it's too loud or not loud enough, because I don't know. So, can you hear it?
It's sort of distorted, like it's coming through. It's coming through.
I wonder if it's coming through the microphone.
Yeah, I think that's what you're getting. Double bubble there, so to speak. Nothing. There's Nerdy. Look at him. Look, he's smirking away there. Look, Nerd Workshop. Yeah, you can't hear a thing.
Down here, maybe you can hear from there. Let's see. Hear it?
Nah.
Mm-mm.
Broken. You've got the little mics on, little speaker things on.
I could put the speaker like right here next to it.
No, we're not getting anything. What's that? Not getting any sound at all. Like it's not coming out the video at all.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, what I'll do is I will just.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I absolutely hear it.
No, we don't hear it. That's weird.
I'll put the link in the chat if you guys want to check it out.
It's on the Tack Up page, isn't it?
It is on the Tack Up
Facebook page.
No, I don't think it's on the Facebook. I think it's on the.
Sure, let me have a look. Hold on.
It's on the Discord channel or something. I think is where it is. I don't know, but there's the link. You can just copy and paste that in.
No, it is. It is on there.
I don't know for some reason.
Yeah, it's on there. Because I'm playing it now.
When I play the video,
is it on pause? Because it's frozen.
Yeah, I paused it because you guys couldn't hear anything. So
yeah, it's on the Tack Up page. Just scroll down a bit.
Oh, is it on the Facebook?
Yeah, I think you posted it on there. Yeah.
Let me see. So we're official, Steve. We got our own Facebook group. We have over 200 members.
Scroll down a bit. Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. No, keep going. That's a picture. Keep going. Keep going. There it is.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay. You guys can check it out there. So there we go. So coming up for you guys, we got a lot of things going on. We did our top 100 board games of all time on Thursday and Friday. We are doing it again next Thursday, number 60 to 51. And then next Sunday, we're going to do 50 down to 41. So we got that coming up on the channel. We have also got tomorrow, Ruff. We're playing Eldritch Horror tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
Not a war game, Sunday. Yes.
Not a war game Sunday. You ever played Eldritch Horror, Steve?
Nope, I have not. No.
Okay.
It's Cthulhu stuff. It's all horror nonsense. It's a good game.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
It's going to be myself, Rough Swordsman, and we're going to get Patrick from Patrick Tutorials. And
Patrick Pence, yeah.
And who's the other guy we're getting? Phoenix Knight. There we go. So the four of us are going to get together. We're going to play Eldritch Horror tomorrow. So that should be fun.
We'll enjoy.
Yeah, that's coming up on my channel. What's coming up on your channel, Steve?
I don't have a channel. I'm heading up to Washington, D.C. to scan a bunch of documents. So I'll be up there for the Monday through Friday next week.
What sort of documents? Can you tell us?
Yeah, it's a project for the 70th Infantry Division Association. I'm scanning all the operational documents for posting on the website.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's 41 boxes, each box containing up to 1,000 pages.
Good luck.
And this is my second trip, and my first trip only got 3.5 boxes done. So I'm having help this time, so maybe we can get a few more boxes scanned.
But you know, it's got to be kept. It's got to be, got to be shown around. It's got to be, keep it in people's minds, keep it alive. You know, lest we forget.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Ralph, what's coming up? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, I maintain the website for the 70th Infantry Division Association. I've been doing that since 1996.
Would it be worth posting the link here so
should we share that with people?
Would you like people to know about it?
Yeah, it's trailblazersww2.org.
If you go, can you see at the top right? You've got private chat and comments.
Oh yeah, okay. Here.
Click on comments, and you can actually. I'll put it in private chat, and we can copy and paste it. I think you've got to go onto YouTube, haven't you? Put it in the private chat.
Blazers.
Yeah, here you go. I'm sending it to you.
Oh, you're sending it to us now. Nice.
Yeah, I just sent it.
Got it. Yeah.
Private chat. All right. Lovely. Then I can copy that over here and share it with everyone. Look at that. That is awesome.
Another bit of history. Another bit of history.
And Steve, again, look at you. Look at you giving us like cool stuff to look at.
Yeah. Like I said, the website's going on 30 years old. And to get to the documents that I've been posting at the archives, just click on, go to history. You see where it says history there?
History,
right there. And scroll down. Scroll down on the page. You'll see a bunch of links, and one of them will say official documents.
Yeah, sure.
You'll see personal documents go up. It's about in the middle. Next, okay. Yeah, you're close. Go to the next one. To the right. Right there.
There we go.
And that's what I've got. You keep scrolling down under 70th Infantry Division. You'll see a lot of the documents I've got posted so far. Eventually, every unit that was with the 70th will be covered.
Wow.
A big job, Steve, but someone's got to do it, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can only get this from Washington, huh?
The National Archives in College Park, Maryland, yes.
Is this an actual photo of from the division there?
Yeah, the color photographs here were taken by an artillery captain. I think he was with the 882nd, and he took those pictures.
Wow.
Some of the few color photographs available.
Well, I've posted the link in case anybody's interested to copy it and click on it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, Ruff. I
that's
forgot
fine.
to do that.
No, that's fine.
Ruff, what do you got coming up on your channel? You looks like you're busy there. What do you got?
Well, I've got this blooming point blank, and I'm using the solo bod, so I'm videoing part 2 of that. Hopefully that'll be up, next week. Maybe there's still a couple of unboxings I've got to do, but that's about it at the moment. I'm trying to catch up, trying to play as much as I can and video as much as I can. And actually, Tweez, if you're still in the chat, gave me this app for the phone because when you go live on YouTube, it's only 720. He's given me this app that will broadcast live to YouTube at 1080. So using your phone. So I might even give that a go in the near future. Maybe try it out and do a little live stream or something. You never know. You never know.
Wow, that'd be good. That'd be good.
Cool.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, thank you so much for sharing.
My pleasure being here.
Yes, thank you, Steve. Been a pleasure.
Division,
very interesting.
70th Infantry Division. We got that information. We got your website. We got your target for tonight. Group outing thing that you run, all kinds of great stuff. I am so glad that we met up with you and had a chance to talk.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and I appreciate it very much.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Absolutely. And next time you get a big release coming out or whatever, you want to come back on the show, if you want to put up with us again, give me a holler. Let me know.
I'll keep in touch.
Something, of course, I'll let you know when things are released and are soon to be. And
yeah, you got our emails. You know, we share with everybody. So if you send me something, and you want me to share pictures, information, whatever, just let me know.
All right, will do. I will do, guys.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for coming out today.
Steve, when we end the show, don't disappear straight away. Just so we want to say thanks. When we're offline. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for coming out. Historic Wings and Russ Swordsman. Don't forget Meandering Mike, Edward, Desktop Grenadiers, Alistair, Dangerous Dave, Dwayne, Richard, Historic Wings. We'll see everyone tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for some Elder Tour. Thank you, Steve. You're awesome, man. Yeah, everyone, give Steve a big round of applause. We love him. Thank you. Thank you. We'll see everybody next week. Same time, same channel. But we'll probably be doing it without Tony again. Yay! See you then.